don't like putting chemicals in the water that turn the friggin' frogs gay.
Or psychological warfare. What it basically means is to change the perception of reality of every American. It's a great brainwashing process. It's divided in 4 basic stages. The first one being demoralization. In other words, Marxism-Leninism ideology.
Woke is Marxism, evolved to attack the West. If you don't understand that, you will not act correctly.
At BlackRock, we are forcing behaviors.
The demoralization process in the United States is basically completed already. Most of it is done by Americans to Americans.
The rules in Oregon say you should not have more than 6 people gathered inside from more than 2 households. Call your local agency's non-emergency line. People should report violators. Deputies can't help us arrest our way out of a pandemic, but emphasize everyone's responsibility.
The next stage is destabilization. The influence of Marxist-Leninist ideas in the United States is absolutely fantastic. I could never believe it.
I mean, I know socialism is a charged word, but we can learn a lot.
That man's a fascist.
The next stage, of course, is crisis. It may take only up to 6 weeks to bring a country to the verge of crisis. After crisis, with a violent change of power, structure, and economy, you have so-called the period of normalization. It may last indefinitely. This is what will happen in the United States if you allow all these schmucks to bring the country to crisis.
America is a nation that can be defined in a single word. I was going to put him, excuse me.
Just to destabilize your economy, to eliminate the principle of free market competition, and to put a big brother government in Washington, D.C. You're leftists in the United States, all these professors.
Why do you care? What business is it of yours to require that I fulfill your inability to think of gender on a spectrum?
I got some Bud Lights for us.
Should I take the tiara or what's normally for boys, gay dads? Please tell me.
And all these beautiful civil rights defenders.
How dare you?
They are instrumental in the process of subversion only to destabilize the nation.
So cows alone account for about 6% of global emissions, called artificial meat. And so you have people like Impossible or Beyond Meat, both of which I invested in.
Go f*** yourself. Go f*** yourself. Is that clear? I hope it is. Hey, Bob.
Ate a big fat steak last night. It's full of hormones, testosterone on its own right. So I'm going a little bit wild today. Excuse me.
I'm telling you what, Sean. You putting that together, that could be that's the show. Thanks, you guys. That was so good.
Yeah, it's I threw that together in like 3 hours, something like that.
That's brilliant, dude.
Thank you. It's one thing I missed is doing a little bit of editing. So we gotta let's see.
I love that edit.
Some people,
that was a great intro, dude.
Thank you. You got Becky here.
Hey, Becky.
Hello, Becky.
Bruce.
Hey, Bruce. And D. Hiya, D.
Some guy who keeps posting 3 times.
Matthew, nice hat.
Right? I don't know what's going on with that, man. Hey, you like the hat? It's my conspiracy hat.
That's good.
D.
It's got
D.
aluminum lining in it.
Yes.
Renee. Oh, Lambs is here.
Lambs, hey. So, yeah, great intro.
Yes, thank you, D.
It was. That intro just got me pumped. I'm just ready.
All right. Well, let's see. What do we want to talk about first? Do we want to do the fat acceptance people who keep dying?
Yeah, your intro talked about destabilization and normalization of things that are just really not healthy, and I think that's a perfect spot to really get us opened up at.
Yeah. I didn't get it into that cut because it was like a 6-minute video of him talking about all the stuff that's gonna happen basically, but he mentions that the food supply will be impacted as well. So
yeah. Oh yeah.
It has a lot to do with it.
Yeah, that's how you control people. That's one way. They're pushing all the levers. Mm-hmm. So
oh yeah,
that's what we're here to talk about. All these conspiracies that somehow keep coming true.
Yeah, I gotta go and find more theories, man. You know how much homework they're giving me?
Right. Okay, well, here we have a channel named Ruined Leon. I watch him every now and then. He's a pretty cool guy. He's got some really good commentary, but he's talking about let's see, do I have, yeah, I do. He's talking about,
I like his studio lighting.
yeah.
It's better than mine.
So just to tell everyone, we all kind of submitted our own stories. And so Sean's running the show. So he's just going to call out, you know, as he wants to, our topics. And so this one's yours, right, Matthew?
It's partly, yeah. I had this and yeah. Yeah, it was one of my questions. I said,
yeah, his suggestion,
nuts,
and then
but people are doing it. So
yeah, and then there were like 3 or 4 actually YouTube channels who
yes, my tinfoil hats. Oh, don't look. Sorry.
And I decided to do with Ruin Leon because he has some really good commentary on himself. So y'all ready to get this started? I gotta pause like every 25-30 seconds just to keep it fair use. You know, we can talk about what he's saying.
Oh, there's plenty to say, I'm sure.
It's a reaction video.
Yep. All right, I'm gonna start it.
I think the thing that irks me the most about various online communities and how they operate in terms of promoting whatever message they want to their audience is how much they are willing to lie and sell people on a bill of goods just because they are so insecure. And when you challenge people on that, for some reason, you get thrown a bunch of words at you because people don't want to at least understand that there's a different perspective from somebody who sees that something you're.
So, yeah, I think a lot of that comes from like the cancel culture and from what I'm gathering from what he's saying, that cancel culture and like all this TikTok crap, like basically social media, like what it's become.
Yeah, there's a lot there. I mean, TikTok is a double-edged sword. I mean, and both edges are bad. So first of all, China, you know, it's an app that China uses to spy on whoever has it on their phone. And it gives them access to more than just what's going on TikTok. And then the other thing, TikTok just is rotting the brains of our youth. There's some good stuff on there.
Oh, yeah, absolutely.
But my goodness.
Yeah, I don't even have that on my phone. It's CCP spyware.
Yep.
When did you
I
drop
tried it, but it does nothing. Oh, yeah, I had to push a button, and it wasn't connected to my stream on YouTube, so I pushed the button that says, "Do you want to log in?" And I said, "Oh, sure," because I thought it was Streamline, and it's not.
Oh, do you need me to start over? Because I was not watching Streamlab.
No, I'm good. I heard TikTok, and I'm like, wow, yeah, that's some crap.
Okay. All right.
Think you're doing is wrong, and they just want to highlight that it's wrong for no one else but yourself, because you have so many people who are destined to believe that everyone else is the problem and nothing inside is the issue. So why bother changing? Because I am someone who is perfect 100% of the time, and I am comfortable with myself. And of course, I'm talking about specifically the body positivity crowd, a crowd full of people where the concept was so easy. All you got to do is look in the mirror, look at yourself, and say, I love myself for who I am. And if I
yeah. So I don't even know where to go with this.
It sounds reasonable, right? It sounds so reasonable. I can love me for me because I'm so wonderful. This is who I am.
He's got a great point in this. You know, I always say, of course I'm right. Otherwise I'd change my mind. I think everyone's like that. And, you know, people that are on, you know, as influencers, you know, you're only influencing people that are in your sphere. You know, people that are outside of your sphere, they think you're crazy, and it's gonna be really hard to convince them otherwise. And so we're all in our own little echo chambers. But he's going to get into sometimes because there is truth. There is absolute truth. I would say read your Bible every day. That's a really good place to start. And, you know, so I try to weigh everything against that truth. And he's going to get into some stuff where if you are not passionate about the truth, it could hurt you. It could kill you.
And yeah. And from my perspective, it's a lot of narcissism. Tiffany, I feel like those people don't see themselves ever succeeding, so they just pretend they love where they are in life. It's pretty sad. Yeah, and I kind of understand that perspective because I was kind of like that before Carnivore. I feel like some of us were almost at that point. I mean, you get what I mean?
Yeah, the depression can be real, and
Dude.
and when you're not eating the carnivore diet, or at least low carbs, your brain chemicals aren't right. It's just one of the things that clears up when you start eating the right way.
Yeah. Renee says people that are morbidly obese don't love themselves. They've just given up. The movement has just given them acceptance. It's something to believe in. That's fair. That's a fair point. I agree with that. I mean, we have our own movement.
Sure. But our movement's not really about slow suicide and acceptance of that passing.
It's actually reversing that, right?
Yeah, unless we clog our arteries and all die of strokes and all that with high cholesterol.
Rick can tell you he's been waiting for like 41 years now, and he's still waiting.
Yeah.
It's funny.
He's trying hard.
I choose to improve. I will do that because it's what's best for me. No one else, not friends, not family, but I'm doing this for myself. Whether you want to get skinnier, you want to bulk up, you want to add a little bit of muscle, it should be for yourself. You should be confident in your body because it is yours. I believe the old saying is the body is the temple, and you should be taking care of that temple because it is yours and yours to maintain. But for
yeah, I think we're all on the same page with him. I mean,
oh yeah,
yeah, we're exactly. And
yeah,
as Renee says, this movement gives hope.
I think she means the carnivore one there, Mike.
Yeah, not the fat acceptance.
Oh, I thought okay.
The fat acceptance one does give a false hope.
It gives a false hope. The fat acceptance.
Yeah. Yep. Fat shaming is no longer allowed. Nordic weather bear. God, I'm so sorry.
Nomadic weather bear.
Nomadic weather bear. God, I love that name now.
There's a thing too, I don't think fat shaming is ever a good thing. But what I do think is that, loving encouragement is always a good thing. So you still want to be able to tell the truth. You have to tell the truth. Otherwise people get hurt. But, you also want to tell the truth in love, because I'm still fat, but at least I'm on the right track.
I think
fat shaming doesn't work. It doesn't work because it's not something that is compassionate. It's not compassion driven. It's actually egocentric. I'm better than you because I'm in this body and you're right. But that doesn't give the image that motivates to change. Yeah,
I think people have also forgotten like old wisdom, like stoic philosophy. I mean, you have to think about what you can do for yourself and be in control of your emotions, and that's absolute mastery. That's true wisdom. And it's one thing I've noticed because I've recently read through some scriptures, and I've noticed a lot of stoic principles throughout the Bible. So I want to just throw that out in there too.
The Stoics latched onto a lot of that, and they tried to promote themselves through the scriptures as though the scriptures themselves were stoically inspired, and they're not. They're very different. Stoics, in often cases, were very separate from the spiritual realities, and they did not present well their arguments. And oftentimes when they went into debate, the scripturally based people would just wipe it out.
Well, the Stoics also were before Bible times. I mean, it started with the Greeks.
Part of
but before Abraham was, I am
right.
I got you.
Well, Jesus was there when everything was created because he's God. But one thing that the Stoics get right, other religions get right, no religion at all gets right, if whatever the biblical principle is, they work for people, lost people, they work for all people. So, because God put into effect a cause and effect universe. So even if you're not a Christian and you don't believe the Bible, you're still going to prosper if you live by biblical principles.
Yeah. Because they're spiritual principles and they apply whether you believe them or no.
That's right.
I can see that. I mean, like I said, that just was some of my takeaways from a little bit of reading, Bible reading. But all right, let's get back into
with
it.
Gotcha.
For some reason, there's this collection of people who took that and said, hey, we're fat and we love being fat. And if you hate us and if you criticize us and if you talk about us doing this and talk about us doing that, then obviously you hate our existence and you're fat phobic. No, you are somebody who is not on the healthy side. And yes, people want you to be healthy, but we also want you to put forth the effort into being healthy. You can't just.
Yeah, that's a lot of things that are wrong.
And that applies to everything. That's
yeah. Nobody wants to put effort into
You're saying the same thing I'm saying.
Yeah.
Right.
So that's why I chose this guy for this video, because he's speaking a lot of truth here.
That's no doubt. And I'm guilty too. I mean, and this is in a very public way, Christy, Meeting Wellness. Hopefully she shows up, but if she's not on one of the other, I haven't seen her yet, but hopefully she shows up.
She might be on something else.
So I've agreed with Christy to do some of these challenges, and then I don't follow through. And then I kind of had a semi meltdown at one point. It's like, I can't follow through. So then I always feel bad. So I'm going to quit doing challenges. And that's the wrong answer. No one gets inspired by that. So I need to fix this. I need to accept a challenge and follow through and work on getting better.
Yeah. I mean, that's.
Oh no, just accept yourself as you are, you lazy thing. It's okay. Don't worry about it.
Yeah, and then I'll slowly die alone in Iowa. It'll be great.
It'll be great. Okay.
Fantastic.
Just sit there and say, I am very comfortable with what I am, and anyone who's shaming me is just fat phobic. Anyone who's requesting me to work out is just fat phobic. Anyone trying to tell me that I need to slim down so that I could fit on a plane, put on some clothes, not heavy breathe, not have struggle walking is just being fat phabic.
And you wonder why we don't.
Oh,
pause.
Yeah.
Okay, this thing, right? He's hammering all over this, right? It's fat phobic. Right mind is afraid of somebody else being fat. That does not make any damn sense. They had to invent this word, fat phobic.
Yep.
Yeah, they did.
If I'm afraid of being fat, personally, I might have a fat phobia. Me being afraid of you being fat is just dumb.
If I was fat phobic, I couldn't look in a mirror. It'd be tough.
Climbing the walls. Oh my God, is that sounding like?
Renee says, Mike, you need to join Lindy and Todd's book club on Discord. We're getting started with Tiny Habits.
Oh, right on. I do need to do that. She's not wrong. But then I would actually have to do the work and read and show up. But yeah, it's a great idea.
Todd, if you catch this one, we need to get back together again because Todd, we keep missing each other. Man. We're trying to make a video of it. So if you see this one, don't forget about me, dude.
So Todd and Lindy were in a live show before this. I left it a little bit early to come here, and I said, "Hey, you guys, come by when you're done." So they should. I hope they will, and maybe we'll get a raid from their live.
Awesome.
That would be cool.
Oh wait, sorry.
There's Christy.
Hey, there's Christy.
Crystal, how you doing? Hey, Christy, I've been a little behind and our video is not up yet. I'm so sorry, but it does on your channel, so it's okay. At least it's out there on one destination.
Yep.
And also, Christy, sorry for canceling on you. I had decided to quit YouTube, but these two dragged me out of my cave.
Yes. Yes, we're knuckle draggers. He's the knuckle we're dragging.
I'll do the like thing. Okay, there we go. Or even better.
Dude, did that work?
Yeah,
No,
watch
wait.
this. Watch this.
Bubbles, how'd you do? Wait. Only one person can do it, or is it on my channel and I can't see it?
Some people's
Like and
cameras can
subscribe.
do it, and some people's don't. I haven't solved the mystery. Someone else
I
taught
think
me
it's
this
the software you're using.
Someone else taught me this one.
Huh. Oh, I'm running this through broadcast, so maybe it's interrupting it.
Yeah.
Anyway, it sounds and looks cleaner, so I'm with it.
Yeah, it's all good. So meanwhile, fat shaming.
Yeah. One thing, Renee, later on when we get on, if we do get onto
Hi, Robin.
The I'm drawing a blank. Chemtrails.
Oh yeah.
If you want to come on, let us know.
Yeah, we have an open space for you.
Yeah, Renee. Renee suggested the video and the topic. So Renee, you have an invitation to come on when we hit the chemtrail part.
Yeah, and I'm not
It'll be
too
your
well
turn.
versed on it, so I could use some help.
I've been out of the loop a long time. I did a deep dive on it long ago. But
It's a good video. The 3 minutes we've picked is going to be eye-opening, I think.
Okay.
Hot topic.
Yep.
All right.
We're still on this one. We'll get
Back
there.
to this.
Don't
Whoa,
trust
whoa, whoa,
these
whoa,
people.
go.
It happens every single time. Every single time. This is from today. This is from today. Yeah, no. Yeah, no. Wasn't fat rep. Was not ever fat rep.
Oh, by the way, if y'all don't know, Rebel Wilson,
she lost a lot of weight.
Yeah. So like all the fat body positivity people, like,
careful, buddy,
turn on her.
Yeah,
they did.
And
it's
so
like
that's
going
what
meat eater when you're a vegan.
right?
Maybe.
This is boring.
And I just hate the what's the word?
Condescending.
Yes,
Condescension?
that's the word I'm
Condescension.
looking for. Thank you. I just hate
You're
how
welcome.
condescending this person is. It just
Yeah.
bugs me.
Boring.
But when you have examples like what I'm about to show you in the next 5 seconds of someone who is obese detailing their regrets about
Oh, yeah,
being
this is
obese,
sad.
and then you find out that this woman died at the beginning of the year, it creates the conversation of, okay, people online who are insecure are selling people on a bill of goods thinking that their lifestyle is the perfect fit for everybody else, not realizing everybody's body is not the same, everybody's blood pressure is not equal, everybody's different.
Hi, Ruben.
Yeah, this is genuinely sad though.
So it's almost like influencers influence people who are influential, and then probably to a bad outcome.
Well, also social media has given dumb people like us a platform. So
That's right.
Oh yeah. Yeah, we don't belong. You're right.
I
You're so
still
right.
I still have issues I'm trying to heal with this diet. So, you know,
It takes time after 40 years of wrecking yourself. You know?
I tried really hard to kill myself. It's amazing I'm still here. God loves me or something.
I didn't get hit by too many chemtrails. I got hit by Thanksgiving. That's the real truth. I got hit by Thanksgiving real hard.
I hear that.
Also, what was that other thing you did down in Texas? What was that? You went on a splurge of sorts when you went on vacation. What was that?
Oh yeah, that
Like a Renaissance fair?
Renaissance
kind of
fair.
thing?
Yeah.
Oh wow.
Was it fun? Was it fun?
Oh yeah, it was a blast. I'm never doing it again though. Okay, well, not camping out there because oh god, I put a clip on my Instagram. There was like people
How'd I miss
dancing around
that?
a campfire.
Yeah. The Society for Creative Anachronisms.
Yes.
Those people they wear authentic chainmail and they practice fighting with foam swords and stuff. And
Those are LARPers.
Foam? What good is
I'm sure
that?
there's-
You can't kill anyone
I'm sure
with
there's
foam.
some
I brought one.
there.
I'm ready.
I'm sure there's some there that went there, but yeah. Anyway.
But at the Renaissance Fair, they always have smoked turkey legs. You could have stuck with that.
I agree, lambs.
I agree
Yeah,
too.
everyone
Lambs, but
knows that.
We're gonna talk about it.
Yeah, we'll get to it. if
Everyone
we can
knows
ever-
that it's just that. Yeah. Okay, push the play button. We'll be quiet.
All right, back
Wait
to
for
the
20
back to the
seconds.
sad
Yeah,
video.
maybe. We're gonna be on
That
7
video.
hours tonight.
I know we're gonna be on for probably at least 2. I think. I mean, I know I didn't run that by you, but the way things are going.
No, I'm here.
In my life with food, binge eating, and lack of self-care. And I'm hoping that it's not too late for me this time.
Yep.
I ain't been to the store in 2 years, maybe more now, I guess. I went to the post office once and that was hard. I went to urgent care.
And it's hard to watch this.
Yeah.
And there's been a few people in our community that have been there.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So
that's exactly what I was thinking. Join us.
Yeah, right. That reminds me, I can't remember her name. I think her name was Angry Fat Chick. Body positivity, part of the
Great
mukbang.
name.
Yeah, right. Hungry Fat Chick. That was her name.
Either one.
But yeah. But yeah, she went carnivore and she's starting to lose some weight. It's been a while since I checked on her channel, so I don't know if she's still doing it. But I mean, we're starting to get some people. Wolf of Odin says, "I love the Ren Fair." It's funny. I showed the guys. I showed the guys a shirt.
The guy had a lot of meat.
Yeah, there was steak on a stick.
Steak on a stick. Perfect.
Yeah.
Was it brought to you by a serving wench?
No, unfortunately.
Okay. All right.
But yeah.
It's a different time.
Yeah, that's Renaissance fair.
Yeah.
Very
So for this young lady's story,
1 second.
This is why this carnivore movement that we're all part of, that we have even YouTube channels talking about getting the word out. This is why that's so important, because someone like this person who doesn't have hope and can't see how she's going to turn her life around because of where she is. That's why what we're saying is so important. So she has a place to come.
Body positivity stuff, man.
Right. Because we'll love on them. You know how this community is. We'll love on them and we'll help them and support them and encourage them to get a channel to document their progress and all of that. She needs to join us.
And they already have a platform because of what they've done with themselves before. They can turn that around and show everybody, hey, look, this cuts through all the bullshit.
Yeah. Unfortunately,
go for it.
Unfortunately,
she did pass.
And I thought my legs were going to give out from under me because I had to stand there the entire time after walking in.
Pause.
I kept just looking back at the chair and.
Yes.
See, this is sad because you can see how close she is to the end, and she must be feeling it, right? And that's probably why she tried to turn around at the last moment.
Yeah,
that's sad.
I think I'm gonna.
It's a cry for help.
Yeah, I'm gonna skip through this.
It is.
If you're all good with this. I don't feel like
I'm over here crying. You got to do something with it.
Yeah.
All right.
Yeah.
Truth.
And when you are promoting this lifestyle and thinking everyone's going to be happy and healthy, you are fucking lying to yourself to an egregious degree, because you have people who are in these body positive spaces believing that they could just scarf down a bunch of shit or they can inject themselves with a bunch of shit and everything's going to be fine. No, your body is shutting down in time while you are sitting there thinking that everything's going on perfectly. It is bad.
Yeah.
Yeah. And then, as we document all the time, even our doctors and our society and the systems that are in place aren't designed to help either, So if she's going to run to someone or somewhere, and unfortunately she passed, so, her chance is over. But, even if you're going to run to the doctor's office or, get treated for diabetes, they're just going to give you insulin and they're just going to give you pills, with some exceptions. And I'm not saying doctors don't help, because they can, but this is why what we're talking about is so important, because meat heals, carbs kill, and we know that now, and we just need to let everyone else know so that they'll know that now too.
Yeah, there's.
Sorry, I got passionate there.
I think we have all the best doctors. Yeah.
We do.
I think we have all the best doctors on our side already.
Yeah, we do. Yeah.
You
It's like we can't even trust these guys.
Those darn aliens. What's the
Their
matter with them?
metabolisms are way different.
Yeah.
Yeah.
What are they? What kind of base do they have? They're not carbon based, are they?
Well, it depends. Like there's the lizard people,
Silicon,
and then
maybe.
there's the grays, and then there's I lose track. Yeah.
They all demons anyhow.
Being fat might not be the biggest problem. It's the process of getting fat.
Yeah.
Yeah.
The normalization of it. It's like day by day, I get a little heavier,
So did you see Ellie's video with her husband? I think it was yesterday. It's a little long, but it's great. And at one point,
I've been busy.
Her husband's name is Khan, which is cool. K-A-A-N. But they were talking about Saturday morning cartoons and how the way cereals are marketed to kids.
Yeah.
You know, and it's cartoon characters and it's, you know, magically delicious and, you know, just great marketing for kids. But, you know, kids think that if they're going to eat Fruity Pebbles, that, you know, they're going to live this magical life, you know. Yeah, Christy Cole.
Oh, magical.
And so
that's what I said.
And so we all get indoctrinated into the world's view of what is food from the beginning. Anyway.
You got all these fat, insecure people running around getting mad at other fat people for losing weight. Then you have these people trying to act as if there's no type of problem in somebody that has an issue with being anorexic. You have all these people body shaming because they're not comfortable with who they are, and they just want to shame people into being something that they're not comfortable with.
I'm going to prove to you why white people.
What?
What?
But yeah, no, he has a point. Like, it's really sad kind of tribalism where, like, you know, you're in that body positive group and then they turn on someone for losing weight.
I've never seen carnivores do that.
Nope. Well, so there have been some stories.
Hey, you want a piece of cake? Then go get a piece of cake. Right?
There have been some stories about some carnivores who treat it like a religion and get upset at some carnivores.
True, but there are fewer.
But that's not our group. Far and away, the carnivore space is friendly and encouraging. And I'm sure you guys feel the same way. I don't care what other people eat. I just want the freedom to eat what works best for me.
Right? Like I posted on my Instagram on my birthday, big steak, some sausages, and a big chocolate cake that I had for my birthday.
You celebrate.
Yeah.
Yep. Happy birthday, by the way. It's been
thank you.
11 days or something.
Yeah.
Yep.
Did I ever get you that video? I don't know if that got sent.
I don't think you did, but it doesn't matter anyway. I didn't. My Xbox broke.
I made the clip, but it was where'd it go?
Close enough. You get credit.
My Xbox broke, so I couldn't do that.
Man, no, I don't.
Right.
I have to hide behind my head on that one.
All right, I'm gonna go back a little bit because she starts off talking about white people.
Wait.
What?
Wait. Pause. Because I wanted to mention with the anorexic thing. Yeah, that's a big deal. In fact, a lot of us forget about how you can starve yourself to death as well as you can eat yourself to death. Yeah. I got a friend. Right now, her name escapes me, and it shouldn't because she's a pretty good friend.
Thank you, Christy.
But anyway, she was almost dead from how much weight she had lost. Yeah, and she was chemically imbalanced just as bad, and she didn't heal until she started eating meat. Right?
Yep.
Oh, I think I know what you're talking about.
She's a good friend, and for some reason, right now, my mind is on so many different things that I can't think of.
So
wait, I've got to find it.
So is it, she helped her not mental illness, but anxiety? Is that what you're getting?
Completely cured. completely 100%.
So there's
yours.
several of them, right? So there's Carrie, there's Christy,
right? Valerie. Go ahead. There she is.
Okay, Valerie.
Valiant. I call her Valiant because all the effort she put in, and now she said she was sick, mentally diseased for 40 plus years.
Yeah.
And now over the last 6 years, she's healed herself completely. She looks like a bodybuilder almost. She's just fantastic.
Wow.
Right, D. You gotta be able to tell the truth. Anyway, you said Valiant. I was gonna put my sword in the air, but it keys out.
Love it. Yeah, it does.
Right, but it's Valiant.
Love it. Valiant Valerie. Yeah. All right. Sorry, go ahead. Push play. You're good.
Real quick, Wolf of Odin says, I'm on a weight loss journey, and even being at a healthy weight, I was still called fat, a pig, etc. And it's hard to believe you can look good while you're still being body shamed. Yeah.
Were you like really buff? Did you have like swole muscles or something? Is that? I mean, I can see somebody doing that to you if they feel jealous.
That too, yeah.
If they're envious of you, yeah. Some people are mean when they're envious. You'll be like, "You fat pig." Oh yeah, come here and say it to my face, dude.
or and I don't know what it's like these days. Christy could talk more to this about what kids are like today, but for us, that was just going to school.
Right.
Everyone got picked on for something. I was short, whatever.
I teach my students that kind of thing. I teach my students. I said, "You're somebody's bully, believe it or not."
Yeah. So don't do that. Don't be that.
Shaming because they're not comfortable with who they are, and they just want to shame people into being something that they're not comfortable with.
I'm going to prove to you why white people are the reason I'm fat today. If white people didn't go looking for spices, then various sea routes to Indian subcontinent and Africa and other places of the world would not get discovered. And if they didn't get discovered, then East India Company would never come to Indian subcontinent. And if they
What?
Wow, that's a reach.
Wait.
So colonialism.
So Indians would never have gone out of India on their own, right? I mean, white people just had to find them, right? I mean, millions of people could not have gone and. Okay, wait. I've got to put a break on that.
That's wrong in so many ways. It was Asians that brought bubonic plague to Europe.
Because of those rat livers?
It's just human, Nate. It's just we move around, man.
Yeah, like there's always like even because I've been going down like all these historical videos talking about like Neolithic and stuff. Like even back in like Neolithic days, they had like provable trading routes. Like there's like metals and stone flints like in discovered in like Britain, like the British Isles that came over from like Siberia, stuff like that.
I've played Civilization. I know what it's about.
Right? Renee says she's an idiot. Is that dumb shaming? Yes. Yes, it is.
But dumb shaming is still allowed. That's still legal. That's okay.
Yeah, you should.
If she doesn't realize how dumb her argument is, and if no one tells her in love, she's going to keep making it, which in a way is entertaining.
We know that Polynesians and stuff, they went across the sea to other lands. We know that people from Asia went into India, and we know that Russians like conquered lands outside of their own. Isolationism is a lie, people.
So here's another problem with this, though, is what kids are being taught in school, and it may not be all kids at all schools, but the CRT stuff, the victimization of everybody for everything or anything is really tough. And what does the Bible talk about? The Bible talks about personal accountability for your actions. And we know that that's the best way to live. And so when I make excuses, I'm not living my best life. And so someone like this who's been deceived to the degree that she has, it's not going to go well for her until she learns that she's responsible for her life, just like I'm responsible for mine.
Until she gets off of TikTok, I don't think she's going to take responsibility for anything.
If they didn't come, then the fertility of the land would not get destroyed because they forced us to cultivate tobacco and dyes and opioid, things like that, and that destroyed the fertility of my country. And then if that didn't happen, and if they didn't exploit and extract resources until my ancestors were left with nothing to eat, we wouldn't move to this grain-heavy, very little nutritious diet that we have today.
Well, she's half right about the nutrition side.
Yeah, who's going to go back in time and stop all that from happening?
Yeah.
Wait a minute. She's Hindi, yes?
I believe so.
Okay. So we're not going to blame her religious background?
What do you mean?
We're not going to blame the infighting between the Hindis and the fact that most of them don't eat meat to start with?
I'm not well versed on Indian history, so I can't say.
We're not going to blame the caste system that kept people poor because they were of a lower breed? Okay, we gotta move on. We gotta move on.
We gotta move on because that's a whole nother can of worms. But come on, Matt. You know that if you're born into your caste, that's God's will, and you have to do better in this life so that you can be reborn into a better caste next time.
In which God? Which?
That's a great question too, and that's what. See, there's the can of worms.
All right, let's move on before Matt.
We're just going to offend everybody tonight. Just let everybody know.
I don't mind. We're on a conspiracy channel.
It's a conspiracy channel. Some of this might not even be true. Who knows?
Also, if white people didn't come to the Indian subcontinent, then my ancestors would not go through 50 small, medium, large famines in a period of 200 years.
How does she know that, though?
She doesn't.
And the evidence, you cannot evidence that. There's no chain of evidence for any of that.
A lot of famines are political. But
yeah, famines happen, though. You know what I mean?
Sure, but how close are they to Pakistan? That's an issue in and of itself.
Shut up.
We're getting bogged down, I feel like.
That's a lot.
Okay, sorry. This video had so much.
And
we may
in
need
1950, nearly 3 million people would not have died due to starvation and malnutrition.
Okay, she made her point.
And if that didn't happen, then this survive on lower calories.
You made no point.
We also wouldn't biologically be programmed to hold on to more fat because my genes, they always think, okay, you're gonna die. At some point, there's gonna be.
Okay. Oh my God! White people made her fat. There is.
No.
So she's saying that because white people put India through famines, she's genetically coded to store fat. I think that's what she's getting at.
Is that where she ended up with after all that?
I think that's where she was going with that.
Wow, that's a lot.
Wow,
that's some deep deception right there.
She spewed a whole lot of stupid to get to white people made me fat.
I know I have a problem with my genes, but that's different.
If that were true,
are you going to blame sub-Saharan Africans?
No. I'm talking about my jeans, my Levi's.
If that were true, freaking, I would be the same way because I've got some Irish DNA in me because the potato famine,
Right. Mm-hmm.
So now
that's
she's
why you like
all
whiskey.
that on the fact that she doesn't.
It is kind of funny. Heidi's makes a good point.
All right, let's see if
But you know, I'll go back to the point that without personal responsibility, she's not going to realize that she needs to take action and find the carnivore community so that we can love her with the information that we have and help her get back to good health, because we all know it's possible.
No, yeah, well, yes, it's possible, but the first step is I have put me here. Right. I can pull me out.
Right. And that's the problem with the victimization part. She's been lied to a lot.
Ow, my eye is itchy now.
Okay. All right, she's almost done here.
Okay.
No, don't wait, don't.
You will not have food.
What, Matt?
I don't know if I can listen to this level of stupidity and not make comments.
It is a reaction video.
Okay, go ahead. Good point.
Yep.
And you're gonna die.
I'm trying to
I would
laser.
also not be prone to diabetes, high blood pressure, heart diseases, and all the other things.
All the things, man.
So yeah, white people is the reason why I can't lose weight.
She said it. I need you to say it. She said it.
In conclusion,
she said it out loud. She said it. Okay.
Oh God,
I'm gonna breathe.
The flipping the bird at the end. Oh, that set me off.
On TikTok, a lot of her audience is going to be young white teens. You know, be like,
D's offended.
I'm offended for her stupidity. I'm offended for her because she doesn't understand that she should be offended for herself. You know? Oh, wait, can I be offended for someone else not being offended? Is that allowed?
I just hope that's not a prevailing view in her group, but I'm afraid I might know better.
I imagine it is.
Yeah.
Yeah, I imagine
All right.
it is. Because when you feel insulated enough, you can point at white people and say, you did this to me because you're white. When you feel insulated enough from the world to be able to do that, your circle is probably all like that.
Well, you know, you look at, now this is kind of the root of things in my opinion. So this is like the overarching conspiracy. You know how carnivore, you know, we start with metabolic health and then all these other things get better. So right now they're introducing communism. It's just the new communism. That's all it is. They just want to rule the world again. And how do you do that? Well, you divide people, and you divide them with class warfare, with race warfare, with every warfare, anything you can to divide people. And that's how you get what you want, which is power to rule the world. It's like a Saturday morning cartoon.
Yeah. Heidi told,
yes, Mr. Bond, you have walked into my trap.
Well, unfortunately, it's actually taught into them, just like the United States teaches black children all the way from being an infant to an adult. That's because they're black. They'll never get. I don't understand that.
So she's talking about the, you know, critical race theory, which is, again, has its roots in communism. And, you know, we're fighting it like crazy. And a lot of what that young lady was talking about is imperialism, and how, you know, we go in and
just take it to the
colonize and then bring our racism, and then it's founded on racism. And then, I mean, they're deconstructing everything, all the structures in our society so that they can reconstruct their new communism. And
it's quite a stretch to say colonizers made her fat, though.
Yeah.
That was a long way to go for that.
Yeah.
It really was.
It really was. And, you know, nobody picks their parents. You know, God sees the heart, man judges the outer appearance. You just stick with biblical principles, you're going to do fine. Because all of us that are in Christ are all family, and I don't care what you look like, short, tall, skinny, fat, you know, whatever race.
Did you say Schwartz?
Well, since we're kind of on this topic, I'll use this to segue into the next topic, which is a movie.
Dum, 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 ta-da.
A movie called
The American Society of Magical Negroes.
Is this yours, Matthew?
No, it is not. This is Sean's, and
Okay.
he's all the blame for my exploding face over here.
This is mine because this is the most racist shit I've ever seen, and I can't believe
unbelievable.
that this movie was actually made. Like you
And greenlit for 2024. 2020 freaking 4, and here we are.
Yeah.
Dad.
So this is the trailer for this movie.
Now
Is it
this
out
movie,
now?
Sharknami, I might watch that.
Is
I
it
might
out
watch
now?
Sharknami.
Or is it
It's
coming to
not what
theaters
you're-
soon?
Yeah.
March.
No,
March
it's not.
22nd.
It's out.
Okay.
Okay.
Thank
so
you.
I'm only
Yeah.
gonna play this small clip of the trailer. So, just in case you miss it,
Wait,
what's
Beth,
the most
can
dangerous
we put
animal on the
Beth's
planet?
comment up? Wait,
What?
put Beth's comment up. Beth just made a comment. I want it posted. Beth. Nah. Mike,
That one?
you're showing us up, dude. Yeah.
Beth,
You have
checks in
got
the
to
mail.
get at least a little offended.
Checks in the mail, Beth.
You got to get a little offended. Come on, Beth. Beth, you're just not seeing his reactions because we did a pre-show, and I tell you what, he did get upset a little bit.
Well, Carnivore's not, I don't know. I get passionate about some things for sure.
Oh, yes. Yes, Steve. This movie only to stir the coals of the race war. Yeah.
They want to divide us.
This movie is.
You got to see the threads of connection, though, because if you guys don't dig into the background like I did, because thank you very much, Sean. Yeah, my Saturday was a complete bust because of digging into all this stuff.
You've been doing research, have you, Matt?
It's almost impossible to really find any real stuff other than anyway, go ahead, we'll get to that.
Okay, I'm only going to play this little bit of clip, and this is all you really need to know about this movie.
Dangerous animal on the planet. Sure. White people, when they feel uncomfortable.
Wow.
Seriously?
So the premise of this movie is basically Harry Potter for black people, but they use their magic to keep white people happy. So that way we don't massacre everybody, I guess. I don't.
Sedated. Yeah, that's the idea. The idea is that if we're uncomfortable, we're dangerous. So the white man has to be sedated.
That's so fucking. I'm sorry to cuss. I'm just fired up about this one. I want to trash this movie so bad. This is the most racist
How
shit.
dare they suggest that we're dangerous if not placated by the black man?
Yeah.
How dare they suggest that?
I'm not sure I
That's
get it.
insane.
It's a comedy, right? That's what Renee says.
Well,
it's
you
a
would
comedy.
expect that they're hiding behind that it is a comedy. They are hiding the messaging in the idea that it is satirical. It's not satirical. If you got to start digging and find out who else connected to this.
Yeah.
My God, that it is not satirical. They know that they are going to lose money on this big budget production. This thing is a massive budget. You can tell from the filmography. The cinematography is just beautiful, but the acting is so wooden. Nobody believes in this crap.
Also, look at this: 6.4 million views, only 6.5K upvotes. That means there's a. See, I already have downvoted. There's a ton of downvotes that they won't show.
No, you have to use the return dislike to see them.
Yeah.
Why are you not using return dislike, dude?
Wait, there's a thing you can see dislikes? I didn't know that.
The extension?
There's an extension, and it
There's
works.
there's an Chrome extension you can see dislikes?
Yeah, I know. I just don't.
Yes.
I don't mess with it.
Wow. See, I learned something.
It works.
I love the.
Yes,
I love
Renee,
the top
you are
comment
right.
here. You know what I like about this film? It's bringing black and whites together. We can all agree it's a collective no for all sides.
Amen.
If only there was an American Society of Talented Film Producers. This movie will make the audience disappear. Absolute magical. Imagine this being done for any other race. So yeah,
or any other reason,
right? So it's just, I wanted to trash this movie because it's trash.
It
Could you
sounds
imagine
like
if Jews were the main point of this? Could you imagine how quick that would be? Just shot all to shit. You're like, you can't do this. This is anti-Semitic.
All right, and Matt, you am I sharing? Yeah, I'm sharing. Okay. Where do I go on Rotten Tomatoes?
I dug.
You went through this. You went through this rabbit hole. So where do you want me to go?
I did.
You did all the research, dude.
First off, all of them are LGBTQ something or others. Yeah, they are all interconnected in some way. In fact, almost everyone who either worked on this movie, produced this movie, wrote this movie, starred in this movie, they're all connected through some other movie. Many of them are connected through like Get Out or 1001. Going back to 1001, the writer of 1001 said that they spent $1 million of their whatever budget on this movie. It only made $3.5 million. And it was being heralded as one of the top movies of 2023 and a must-see. You can't miss this one. It is a beautiful story about motherhood. Oh my God, it was such garbage that most nobody turned out for it. It only opened in like 970-something theaters, and it bombed daggum hard, right? But the director is on for having said that she had a first-time director's budget, and they spent a huge chunk of it securing the set. They did not report how much it cost to make, and in fact, most of their films do not report the budget, and it is abhorrent. Only one producer connected to the film has been in a film connection in any way that's grossed more than $10 million. Wow. They are losing money hand over fist. Where the hell is this money coming from that they keep just spending like it's water?
Well, that's a lot of movies these days, but
they're failing upwards. How do you fail at your job like this? If I, as a teacher, if I only made 1/10 of my projections, I would not be a teacher. They wouldn't keep me. Yeah,
Matt.
What?
Dude, I used to be a weatherman.
ESG money. ESG money.
Yes. ESG money. You know where ESG money comes from? I do because I daggum looked it up.
Rock.
Black freaking rock.
Yeah.
And George Soros.
Yeah, that too. Okay, so is the stream, is it lagging
Soros
for
has less
anybody
money
else?
though than.
Now Bruce was complaining
well, I
earlier
don't
that he
know.
was behind, and
Yeah,
I think it's isolated to Bruce.
You hang in there, buddy.
Yep.
You're gonna make it. You'll be okay.
We'll see you, man.
But I am
For
running.
some
the
reason,
stream
my
off
Wi-Fi is
my-
pretty good today.
I am running the stream off of my phone hotspot, so
Oh, that's cool.
I am
That might
kind of
do it.
nervous about it being. But
I'm
Well,
just
if you're
surprised.
parked
Matt,
in a
I'm
good
surprised
zone.
Matt has internet. I didn't know Indonesia had internet.
Indonesia.
We have. It's run by snails. The
Okay,
snails
good.
run on these little wheels, and it charges it up.
That's brilliant.
Yeah, it's a
Okay.
little slow, but it works.
I thought Indonesia still had pterodactyls. We should get into that one of these days.
Well,
Oh, I haven't heard of that.
They don't talk about the pterodactyls.
You haven't heard about that? Oh yeah. In fact,
They don't talk
probably.
about the pterodactyls.
So
You're
if
supposed to
there's,
ignore it.
you know, like King Kong, they go into the forest and they find this place where King
Hey,
Kong.
the
still
dear
is.
white
It's
people, that
gotta
is
be
connected.
Indonesia.
I'm sorry, Mike. I stepped on what you were saying there. Yes, in fact, it is as bad because it is connected. These people are all in a big circle jerk. And Dear White People, the producer for Dear White People, is connected to this movie.
Uh-huh.
Tell me. Please
Well, that
tell me
makes
that it
sense.
is a comedy.
They're related.
It's not a comedy. They are. In fact, two of the producers are man and wife because why not? One of them is a Russian and the other is something I don't really know because I couldn't find where she was born just now, and now it's not in working memory. But yeah, they connected.
Is anyone going to see this movie?
Not me.
No, I don't think
I wouldn't even
anyone's gonna see
pirate it.
Not me.
I don't. it doesn't sound like it's going to be good.
I would not devote my bandwidth to piracy on this, sir.
Exactly. I wouldn't even pirate it. All right. We're an hour in. We need to move on to the next topic before we get canceled.
D says they're all in bed. They're all bedfellows. D says. Now I like that because if anyone's ever seen Eyes Wide Shut, which I don't suggest, it suggests that they are indeed bedfellows.
Yeah, I haven't seen that.
Okay.
Don't.
So
how does that look? That looks weird. Okay.
Do we want to talk
Yeah, that's
about?
scary.
Do we want to
Yes.
talk about the COVID cover-up, chemtrails, or the Irish culling cows?
Let's do chemtrails
All
for
of it.
Renee.
Okay.
Yeah.
It's
And
9
really
o'clock
get her
in
into it.
Louisiana.
Okay. And one second.
Yep. So now, while you're pulling that up, I'll just say, and this is mine through Renee, and she sent me a YouTube clip via Twitter. So thanks for finding me on Twitter, Renee, which she did months ago. It was great. Anyway, you can find me if pretty much anywhere that I'm on social media, that's my name. So anyway, I don't believe in chemtrails. I don't. Now I might be coming around a little, maybe, because one of my biggest arguments against chemtrails is that it would have to be such a massive conspiracy that so many people would have to be in on it. You know, people loading up the planes, the pilots flipping the switch to let go of whatever it is, and just all of that. And I'm not a meteorologist. I did play a weatherman on TV for years, and I've been intensely in love with weather since I was a kid. And it's been my observation that chemtrails tend to form in conditions that are favorable for contrails. And then people are like, well, why don't they go away? They don't dissipate, they spread out. Well, sometimes when you fly into the right environment, you know, the condensation that forms on those little droplets of exhaust can start to form a cloud, or clouds are already forming, and they can, anyway, that's why I don't believe in chemtrails. But the thing that might be turning me around is my argument about so many people having to be in on the conspiracy. We're starting to see a lot of conspiracies that a lot of people are in on. So maybe you have a point, Renee. I have an open mind.
Renee, I put the StreamYard link in there if you want to jump in.
Yeah, Renee, join us.
Hey, the Carnivore here.
It's on my channel
Todd.
if you're not seeing it.
Oh, I need to copy it. I think she was. Hey, Todd's here.
Hey, Todd.
She was
Dude,
on.
we gotta get
chats,
our cross
I'll
connections
put it
figured
in
out.
mine too.
What was that, Mike?
Renee, I think she was in both chats, but I'll put it in mine too because I know she was on my chat earlier, or she still is, I think. So, she's in her nightgown. Never mind.
Oh, well, you don't have to use your.
Oh yeah, you could do audio only.
Yeah, you could do audio only.
Mm-hmm. It's an option.
Yeah, just hop on with audio. It's all right.
Yeah.
You can lead this part. It's okay. Hey, we got to convince Mike that chemtrails are a thing. Okay. And now I tell you from the deep dive I did years ago, and I'm out of the loop now, but deep dive years ago, loads and loads of pilots and people who are connected with this have come out and said, yes, we are chemtrailing. Yes, we are doing that.
Oh.
I don't. You see, I would think that whatever they're putting into the atmosphere would weigh down the aircrafts a little bit too much. So it's
not if that's all they're flying.
Not if they have alien technology.
So Mike, or I'm sorry, Matt, what you're saying is like, so they're just putting up these empty aircraft, or airliners with no passengers in them just to put the chemicals in.
Yep.
Don't they care about their carbon
Who has
footprint?
to really be involved?
Yeah, exactly. Yeah,
of course
Mike.
they
Don't they care about their carbon footprint, Matt?
Oh, maybe. Yeah, they may be trying to increase it.
No, they don't. Yeah, they might be trying to increase it. They don't care about the carbon footprint. It's just that's a real conspiracy to get us to give up our freedom. But anyway, we got 3 minutes here on this video, that kind of the meat and potatoes of it, and to keep the commentary, to make sure this is still a reaction video, and it's fair use, we'll have to start and stop it. But
okay,
I wish I had time to find some of my old stuff on this, but I didn't. So.
Yeah.
Because I was looking up movies.
You can talk out of your brain. You have a brain. You brought your brain, and you're protecting it with aluminum foil.
Aluminum
foil. Contrails from a jet engine, but do not fade away like a normal contrail. Soon after, he saw particles in the air. Because we'd see it drop to the ground in a haze. Nichols then noticed the material collecting on the ground.
This is water and stuff that I collected in bowls. I had it set out in my backyard on my dad's pickup truck.
KSLA News 12 had the sample tested at a lab. The results? A high level of barium, 6.8.
So they were doing cloud seeding. If anybody
when I first watched that, I was like, but how do they know he collected it? How did they know he just didn't run to the store and buy some barium and put them in a quart jar? But they kind of get into that coming up, because they were thinking the same thing I was, I guess.
That's a good point. It's not unreasonable.
We weren't there when he collected the sample.
Yeah, and it kind of looks like pond water.
And Mason says, don't forget, not an airliner passenger planes most of the time. It's a tanker plane. That's the case. And how do you distinguish that from the ground? You don't know.
I don't.
Bye, Beth.
Bye, Beth.
Beth! See you, Beth. Thanks for hanging in.
Lamb says it's not hard to distinguish contrails versus chemtrails. If they spread and hang around for hours, there's something not computing.
That's the theory. That's the theory.
8 parts per million, more than 3 times the toxic level set by the EPA. Armed with these lab results about the high levels of barium found in our sample, we decided to contact the Louisiana Department of Environmental Quality. They told us that, yes, these levels are very unusual, but at the same time, they added the caveat that proving the source is a whole nother matter.
That's right.
Barium.
Yeah, right. He's got some very
we weren't there when they
contaminated
collected
pond
it.
water there.
We don't know where it came from. Could have been aisle 7.
Now, that also is a smoke screen. Let's think that through. We can't prove the source. We can't prove that it didn't fall from airplanes either.
That's true. No, you're right. I mean, because they're not going to want to admit the conspiracy theory. So, and I see what you did there. Smoke screen. Very good, Matthew.
Well, it's also
I'm thinking.
Yeah. What's it called? False net or double negative. Like, you can't prove it. You can't prove it's not.
Oh yeah. Yeah, you can't prove it.
Is that like a double entendre?
Could be.
No, there's another term for it. I just can't think of it right now.
Straw man.
No, not straw man.
Glittering generalities.
Whatever. Renee says here we can watch them just create a haze that spreads. But yeah, I mean,
when I was a kid, contrails did dissipate very quickly, so I know that that's a thing.
You know the difference
going over Arkansas.
Watch what's coming up in this. Apparently, they've been doing this for a very long time, according to this story.
Long.
Yeah.
But they haven't been doing it everywhere for a long time. They've only been doing it in remote locations for a long time.
Could be. Like I said, my mind's open. I'm just not convinced yet.
Okay. Well, I'm going to have to pull up another video.
So many people believe in chemtrails that not believing is now the conspiracy. That's what I'm saying.
Barium is a hallmark of other chemtrail testing, which even attracted attention from a Los Angeles TV station. There's already no shortage of unclassified weather modification programs by the government. But those who fear chemtrails could be secret biological or chemical testing on the public point to the 1977 Senate hearings in particular, which confirmed 239 populated areas had been contaminated with biological agents between 19...
Oh no, the government does testing on its own people? Who would have thought that? Oh no.
Right.
Can y'all hear?
Yeah, no, it's great.
Here?
No, I'm on my end.
Yeah. Oh, on your...
I hear a noise. I don't know.
Yeah.
I don't know. Someone trying to break in.
No, my truck's doing a regen. so it's like ramping up the RPMs. Hold on.
Oh, it's okay. I mean, it's
Unless
not
y'all
ruining.
can't hear
It's
it.
very quiet.
It's
though.
not. Yeah, it's not messing up the show if that's what you're
No,
worried
it's
about.
pretty quiet.
Now,
Yeah,
if
that's
it's
one
some sort of emergency on your end, yeah, please tend to it. Okay, good.
Okay.
If
But
you have
no,
to shoot someone, I mean, by all means.
But no, this reminds me.
We're good.
I'm gonna have
It's a live
to
stream.
pull it up. I'm gonna have to pull it up later after we're done with this video. But there was a test done in like the 60s where they dumped like a couple tons of like microscopic needles into the atmosphere.
What?
And it was meant to scramble radar. I think that was during the Cold War.
Oh, okay. They were just testing.
Yeah. And there's still like millions.
Oh yeah, that's fine. Just testing. No problem.
Yeah, there's like still millions of like microscopic needles up in the atmosphere.
What could go wrong?
Right.
I don't know how the microscopic needles would stay in the atmosphere.
They're microscopic.
I would expect that
Apparently
they would come
they're
down.
still there.
They're microscopic, so maybe they haven't all mixed down. Some of them have mixed up. Maybe they're mixed up. Maybe they're up in the jet stream.
I think that's another topic for another day.
I think it is connected, though. That was a huge dark web of conspiracy that actually did exist that wasn't admitted to.
Well,
and
it's
is
another
on the book.
It's another point in favor of this being possible because they have pulled stuff before. Yeah, they have.
Got to think about it.
And also, they did spray. I think it was L.A. or
Renee. Renee's hilarious.
Yeah.
So I'll just go on the
record.
record.
Right the LA there. Infecting the mosquitoes they released.
That's
it's two-part.
That should be
plan.
on the next show.
First,
Is those
spray
mosquitoes?
the atmosphere.
Yep.
With needles. Then the mosquitoes, years and years later, will go and meet them, and that'll
Well, how did we learn how to do hypodermic needles except from mosquitoes? That's gave us the idea.
But no, I think it was like over L.A. or San Francisco, something like that, over in California, where they put like, I don't think it was smallpox, but it was like some virus in the air, like just over U.S. soil, just to see who would get sick. This was like back in the 50s or 60s. So, yeah.
In Europe, they exploded a train that was carrying materials that was supposed to be swine flu.
Crazy.
1949 and 1969. Later, the 1994 Rockefeller Report concluded hundreds of thousands of military personnel were also subjected to secret biological experiments over the last 60 years.
Yeah.
But could secret testing be underway yet again?
I'd rather it be something inert and benign, something that's, not causing any damage, but I'd like to know what it is.
KSLA News 12.
I'd like to know what it is.
Yeah,
Wait a minute. Inert and benign. Inert and benign. Like what? Even water vapor can do injury to you. What does inert and benign mean? At certain particulates, even water will kill you. So what does that mean, inert and benign?
But they're the nature of water, the nature of a dust storm. Yes, those particles are bad if you inhale them or whatever, but the nature of dirt is mostly inert and benign, unless you have a bunch of barium in it. Would you like some barium?
What would concern me is barium, as far as I know, soaks through your skin, right?
They're going to get into that. That's the next clip.
Yeah, because I don't know anything about barium.
It's the next clip.
It's bad. It's very bad. Bad.
It's fine. It'll be fine.
On another note, I checked and we're not copyright struck yet, so we're good.
Well, we're still on the air. Okay.
Yay!
Yeah.
So just play from here. They get into the barium part.
Discovered chemtrails are even mentioned by name in the initial draft of House Bill 2977 back in 2001 under the Space Preservation Act.
Right.
But the military denies any such program exists.
Oh, they denied
Jeff
it.
Farrell,
What do you
KSLA
mean?
News 12 reporting.
You know, it turns out until
They
9 years
named
ago,
it.
the government had the right under U.S. law to conduct secret testing on the American public under specific conditions. Only a
Yeah, you know, what could go wrong? All right,
Right?
keep going. The barium stuff next. I promise.
Well, we got to talk a little
Mm.
bit just to
Mm-mm.
make it transformative.
It was transformative because the government denied it. So what are you all worried about?
Yeah, right.
Yeah,
Lamb
you're
says, my guess
They
they're
denied
dumping
it.
some extra poison and chemicals as well as blocking the sun for us to get some vitamin D out here. It's always on sunny, clear skies. We have these trails. That's a good point.
Yeah, but they're hard to see when it's
Mhm, mhm,
cloudy.
mhm.
Hashtag just saying.
Mike has a point.
Whenever
You
we got
can't
the grant
see the
for it.
chemtrails when it's cloudy.
Right.
Doesn't mean they're not there.
It's all safe and effective,
Safe
just
and
like
effective.
our food.
Yeah, trust the science.
So that's another problem I have with the chemtrail theories is like, well, they're trying to slow down global warming. No, they're not. They want global warming.
Speed it up.
Yeah, they want extreme weather, even though weather's always been extreme. Because whenever there's extreme weather, then they can use it to say, okay, this is why you must give us more freedom. Give up your freedom because we will protect you from this thing that we're lying about. And so they want global warming. Anyway.
Have y'all watched?
Are we still on now after that?
Have y'all watched the Alex Jones and Tucker Carlson interview?
Not yet. No, I want to.
No.
Y'all need to watch
I gave
that.
up watching Alex Jones a long time ago because I noticed something about his character that was seeping into my soul, and I didn't like it.
Yeah, I can only handle him in small doses, but
very small.
He's over the top for sure, but he should never have been banned.
Should he not? Should he
No,
not?
because that's the thing about speech. People have the right to speak, and then the people's opinions, you bring everything to the public square. You debate them, you present them, and the bad ideas get shouted down or get discarded. I mean, you have a right.
Okay, but he hurt feelings.
Yeah, well, okay. Then run to your safe space.
I'm saying,
turn the channel.
He hurt people's feelings. And I mean, they may have been crisis actors, but they still had feelings.
Never mind.
Are we still online?
A public outcry repeal part of that law, with some exceptions.
Now, Jeff's report mentioned high levels of barium linked to those alleged chemtrails. We wanted to find out exactly what effects barium has on the body.
Yeah.
We spoke with Mark Ryan, the director of the Poison Control Center. Ryan tells KSLA News 12 that short-term exposure can lead to anything from stomach to chest pains. Long-term exposure causes blood pressure problems. Ryan addressed concerns by chemtrail researchers that barium could be meant to wear down a person's immune system.
Oh.
So, I mean, the diet does that. But the thing is, as we've discovered, the sad American diet is a conspiracy that thousands of people were in on and still are. That's the argument. Maybe chemtrails are real. They're trying to wear us down in all different ways. I don't know.
Well, okay.
We're hard to kill, dude.
Yeah, we are. Yeah, it's like everything's meant to hurt us. But
a little at a time.
The way that we have our government set up with lobbying, this is speaking to the food. The way we have all these corporate lobbyists buying off our politicians to put in these horrible policies towards food and food mandates and all that crap. The FDA. It's not much of a conspiracy. It's just the way things are set up here in America. I just wanted to say that because that's just the way things are here until there's fundamental change. I mean, I honestly think they should ban corporate lobbying, but that's just me. But yeah, that's just the way it is here. And I don't know about chemtrails because, like, unless you can find like a paper trail of like some chemical company paying off.
Who's manufacturing all this barium and putting it into liquid
like
form to
there
spray?
needs to be a paper trail. Like, is there? Like, I generally don't know. Like,
I don't
is
know.
there?
There's a whole
why would there
Black
need to be a
Ops.
paper trail?
Yeah. I mean, Black Ops at the Pentagon level, they have billions.
$50,000 for a hammer, $25,000 for a toilet seat. There has to be a paper trail? No, there doesn't.
Well, they're not hiding it anymore, so why would they hide this? They're not hiding anything.
That's true. That's
They're
true.
not hiding much.
That was part
they
of my
are
other.
hiding things that they know will piss people off in mass.
It doesn't seem like a lot of bang for their buck if they're spraying us to knock down our immune systems. It just doesn't. I don't know.
Yeah, I mean, people who okay.
What if it doesn't do that, though? What if it does more than that?
What if there are
got the vaccine?
Right. What if there are little
that's
microscopic?
what I'm saying. What if it does more than that?
Little microscopic bots that get in your skin.
Well, barium penetrates skin anyway. So if you get saturated with barium, it does soak into you. So that's one part. But what if it does more than that? What if it suppresses more than immune system? What if it suppresses mental function or even spiritual function to some extent? That would actually be positive on their side, because the less spiritually minded the man is, the more easily he is controlled. We know that's true.
Renee is saying it has something to do with the lungs, that they're coming after our lungs. I mean, certainly we know from what we know, and, you know, Sean may be right, and a lot of people make this point that it's just our system, you know, big pharma, big food. It's because they're lobbying to make big money and they don't care about our health. They care more about that. And so the truth gets shouted down. I'm not saying that's the main thing, but I kind of think it goes deeper than that. I think there's a movement, and there's been a movement for a long time with global elites that they vastly want to reduce population. And so the chemtrail theory would go hand in hand with the sad American diet theory, you know, with other conspiracy theories, you know, to accomplish that.
That's why I was bringing up Alex Jones, because he talks about that, the depopulation. But really quick, I'm going to get off onto a tangent real quick.
Okay.
Mama Cracker, I think all the chemicals are by products, waste, manufacturing certain things. And that ties into the fluoride. D says, let's not forget that they tested fluoride on people. Okay.
True.
So when they started manufacturing aluminum foil, a byproduct of that was fluoride, and fluoride is very expensive to get rid of. So what are the aluminum manufacturers?
They just make it magical teeth fixing formula.
Yeah. They convinced the board of whatever dentists to convince them that fluoride is good for the teeth, and that snowballs into putting it into the water, and that's an easy way for the aluminum manufacturers to get rid of their excess fluoride.
It's brilliant. Instead of illegally dumping into the water, you can legally dump it into the water.
Exactly.
Whoa, mind blown. I didn't even think about that.
Anybody know how they convinced them of that?
Lobby.
How's that, fluoride. So, they convinced them of that by construing the two fluorides they were using, hydrofluoride carbons and actual fluoride found in natural things like rye bread. Yeah, okay, you got calcium fluoride that you can find in certain things, and they said that's good for your teeth. The reality is, a lot of stuff that we eat as humans, we oughtn't to eat, right? But the sources of fluoride that were considered good fluoride are actually calcium fluoride, right? It's already bonded to a calcium molecule. Now, hydrofluorocarbons, on the other hand, they are they rob you of that nutrient. So if you ingest a fluoride of any kind that's unstable, it borrows a stable molecule like calcium. So it actually strips your teeth and bones it does the exact opposite of what it is they're suggesting that it does. And even calcium fluoride, as though it is stable, but it still has no place in the human system because our bodies don't utilize it.
Wow. Yep. I was hoping this show wouldn't depress me. It's starting to get there. Anyway, I think
we're only half done.
I think we're done with the good clip on the video that Renee sent. Thank you so much for that, Renee. It's really good food for thought.
There's a couple of seconds. Let me play it real quick.
Anything that causes ill effects on the body long term, chronically, is going to affect your ability because it's constantly working on the body. So from that aspect.
All right, y'all. I'll just keep on putting.
All right, so yeah, that's
right.
kind of.
So that's the guy. That's his channel. And so if you want to watch Off the Grid with Doug and Stacy, I'm guessing they do a lot of stuff like that.
Hey,
could be interesting.
That dude has got a bigger beard than you.
Well, yeah, I shaved mine off a couple months ago.
He had a head start. Well, that's impressive. That's an impressive beard for a couple months, John.
Oh,
it really
that's pretty good.
I'm a grower.
All right. Carnivore for
I
the
just
win.
shaved mine the other day, but it wasn't.
I shaved mine on Christmas because I was looking a lot like Santa, and nothing wrong with that. Santa's a good dude, but it was time to not look like Santa anymore. It was kind of getting scraggly, and I don't have a good way to keep it neat. So this is what I usually do: is take it down to stubble, let it grow out. Take it down to stubble, let it grow out.
Mason, don't forget about the periodic table. Barium and aluminum. What are all signs of the periodic table? Barium equals Ba, and aluminum equals Al. Put them together, and you get ball.
Whoa!
Interesting.
Baal.
That's interesting.
Ball. I never know how to pronounce it. Anyway, yeah, that is interesting. Coincidence?
Maybe.
Probably is.
Maybe.
It doesn't help that people don't read and comprehend what it is.
What is what?
Speaking of reading comprehension.
Right. Read a food label lately?
Yeah.
No, because you can't pronounce it.
Can you read a food label?
Yeah, can you? Are you able? How many degrees do you need?
You need a degree. I was going to say you need a chemistry degree to read these damn things.
Right.
Unless it's just beef. I mean, pretty simple. Beef.
Okay.
Good news for people who eat. Speaking of beef, let's pull up that picture real quick.
What our next one will be.
This won't take very long.
It's actually I didn't.
Oh yeah.
I don't have the picture that you sent me, but I do have.
Oh, okay.
An article on
There it is. Same thing.
Okay. You know what? Hold on 1 second.
All we need is the headline. It's because it's so many other things.
Yeah.
You know, I'll like for 2 minutes. So, you know,
you could go longer than 2 minutes.
Well, they don't want us to have cows. Why? Why don't they want us to have cows? And it's because it's like even in Sean's intro, he's got Bill Gates on there saying, well, cows are responsible for 6% of the bad emissions that are warming up the planet. And they're pushing this narrative.
How about veganism?
Well, you can't make that argument, Matt, because it doesn't fit their goals. They want us to eat.
I'll get back in place.
They want us to eat the bugs. Because we'll be less healthy. And you know, what is the most nutritious food on the planet? Those cows. And you know, if we're healthy, we don't need their medicine, we don't need their doctors, and we're not dependent on them. And so what are they attacking with this global warming stuff is the diet, is the cows. And so, you know, forget that there were millions of bison on the Great Plains of North America before we killed them all to starve out the Indians. You know, how many cows are in the United States now? Not nearly the same amount of bisons we used to have. So anyway, their arguments are just so wrong, but their goals are rather clear. that they just
It's
want to get
almost
rid of the best food on the planet. It kind of goes in with maybe chemtrails are real. They're just they're attacking us from all sides.
it's almost like they know that the cows are good for us and they want to stamp us out.
Yeah, it's
No,
almost as
no.
if they don't want
That
us
would take
healthy.
research, and they would have to know that meat is what humans should eat. They would have to know in mass. I mean, it would be like a giant conspiracy. Oh, right.
Yeah. Yep. So, I don't know how, I mean, there's different ways to fight it. So, like, what's the answer? A big part of the answer is what we're doing. No, I don't mean specifically the show. I mean the carnivore community. Everyone sharing their stories about healing and health, and how the carnivore diet or the ketovore diet or even the keto diet has reversed so many maladies because of metabolic health. And if we can get enough people to realize this, and it can become more mainstream, it's going to be harder and harder for them to implement this kind of stuff. The other thing is, just because I've been involved in politics for a long time, I always say, know who's running for office and know where they stand on these kinds of issues, and vote accordingly. Those would be, just a couple examples. But what we're doing in the carnivore community, and just loving on people and letting them know the truth about metabolic healing with this diet, is huge.
Also, I think it.
Sorry,
Yes,
I was
Matt.
going to say, along with that, get involved. Everybody who is part of the problem. I mean, come on, you are part of the problem if you're so apathetic to local government that you don't see that local government is the control point for all of these little details. Yeah, they can make these rules at the federal level, but if the local government says, nah, we're not implementing, then it doesn't get implemented. Good people stand up by getting in the way,
Yeah.
I can't do that from here because I live in Indonesia. It's not possible for me. But for those of you who still live in the States, get involved in local government. Be part of the council. Be part of the city groups. Get in there and control it from that side if you want to. Otherwise, you're dealing with this.
Also, another layer on top of that point is support your local farmer.
Yep.
Buy local. Like Renee says, she believes that they will be taxing me for my cows before much longer. There's also probably going to be a social credit score soon where we can't buy our meat, which I think I'd rather Minecraft myself before that.
But yes, so I did a quick video on my channel about eating beef in Minecraft, doing a carnivore Minecraft. So anyway.
Oh yeah.
It has very few views. I don't know why I didn't catch on. But to your point about the ESG scores, so pay attention to FedNow. FedNow is laying the pipework, the groundwork for the central bank digital currency. The United States is not the only country working on a CBDC. The EU is working on one, and China already has one, the digital yuan. And they're going to tie your digital money. They're going to make you turn in your fiat money. So we're going to have a cashless society. It's going to be central bank digital currencies. It's going to be tied to your ESG score. And this digital money will be programmable. It'll be temporary, and you will live off of what they give you. And it'll expire in a month or a quarter or a year, and you'll have that long to spend. And then you start over. All the serfs are going to be the same. And if you get out of line with eating too much beef or traveling too much or whatever it is in your ESG score, they'll be able to turn off your money, or at the very beginning, they could limit what you can spend, how much on what. And all of that is coming, hopefully not too soon. But, and you know what? I don't even know if it will happen. Although I've read Revelation, and in Revelation, there's a one world government, a one world currency, and a one world religion. This is all laying the groundwork for that. So I don't know that we end up stopping them, but this is what they want to do. And they've certainly made it very clear by what they've said, that this is where they'd like to take the world and by 2030.
That's not a conspiracy, is it though? Right?
I don't think it's conspiracy, but Twitter X used to think it was. Facebook certainly thinks it is, and we'll see what happens with this video on YouTube. But yeah, I mean, to me, that's obviously where we're going. I hope I'm wrong.
I mean, but does it fit the definition of a global conspiracy somewhere in the background burning away and we just don't know it and nobody's paying attention? Oh, look, wave a flag and no, yes.
I don't know. How many people have heard what I just did? That last 2 minutes of what I just said, how many people have heard that?
I didn't, because I was looking up something.
Well, I didn't mean just now. I mean, is that a well-known thing? Is that a well-known thing, or is it just 20-30% of people who pay attention, or is everybody aware of that, or I don't know.
1 second.
But it sounds like some fucking commie gobbledygook.
That's what I was looking up. Sorry.
Anyway, Dee's heard it before, but
yeah.
I mean, yeah. So like Bypass is talking about in Canada, the trucker protesters, they shut down their bank accounts.
Oh, so yeah, and they're still not.
We know that's their play to bring you in line, is to go after your money. How much easier would it be if you have digital currency that they could just flip a switch and turn you off?
Gone.
I'm totally looking forward to that. Lamb says buy locally, absolutely. But we went to score the Aldi deals, mega companies that are somehow always allowed to have losses year after year without going bankrupt. ESG.
Isn't that weird? It's like those movies that keep underperforming by millions of dollars, and yet somehow they're still around.
Yeah.
Yep.
Yeah.
Yep. Good
plan.
And
I watched the Canada trucking protests like very closely. I mean, that was some crazy stuff.
That hit close to home for you, right? Carnivore trucker?
I was like, yeah. I was watching that.
They tried to play the same game in America.
Yeah,
I know, and we're not going to have it.
The Convoy for Freedom thing, that they did the Convoy for Freedom, and the government decided that they would try to not get involved terribly much and see if it burned itself out.
Look at what Mama Cracker put. That's hilarious.
Ooh.
Not that one. The other one, further up.
Oh, it won't happen by.
That's probably true, but at the same time, as one of the things that slows them down is that we do stuff like this. We get together and go, no, yeah, we're not doing that, or hey, look over here, see what they're doing, right? Yeah. And then it slows progress, and they get so pissed off about that. If you look into it, the BlackRock guys are talking about how they can free up trillions of dollars, and that's something I had on a PDF, but you guys probably don't want to pull that right now. Anyway, they're talking about how they can enforce change by pushing where they want the money to go and how they want it to get there, right? So if banks aren't playing along, or if you're not playing along with the ESG crap, they will turn off even banks. It's not just your personal account. They will hit them literally at the bank. It's gone.
Yeah. Well, and they won't really have to, because if you and a lot of people have theories about FedNow, but it's started. They launched it on October 1st. FedNow is a thing, and all the major banks have signed into it, and a lot of the regional banks have signed into it. There's some small community banks that aren't involved yet, that sort of thing. But FedNow doesn't really need all these banks. The central bank using FedNow can provide all the banking services that all the individual banks do. And so, when they start implementing this, we're probably going to see a consolidation of banks. There's probably going to be a couple. You might be left with Wells Fargo and Chase and the central bank. I mean, it's not
kind of how.
Yeah, there's just not going to be a lot of them.
Kind of how Disney bought up all these media companies, push their ESG.
And now they're going under.
Yeah.
Weird.
That's weird.
Go woke, go broke.
It's almost like people don't want to watch their garbage. I don't.
Yeah. I've been
They make
keyed into
such
that a
beautiful
lot.
trash.
All flashy lights, no substance.
Right? I don't
Yeah,
understand that.
I'm more keyed in on that sort of stuff. If y'all want to talk about that.
I'm down.
Yeah, well,
But yeah,
I'm sorry, I missed that part.
I'm a
Sean.
cracker.
I was
You are
reading-
right. That's a big
I
one.
was reading Renee's comment. What did you say?
I said I'm more keyed on like Disney and all the propaganda that's being pushed in pop culture. I'm more keyed in on that.
Sure. It's all part of it. It's all part of it.
It's downstream.
Yeah. So I mean, they've
It's all
ruined
part of the
Marvel. They've
show,
ruined
folks.
Star Trek or Star Wars.
Well,
sorry.
What's the point in that, though?
No, Star Trek 2.
But, yeah, Star Trek 2, though.
No, Star Trek 2.
Star
That's
Trek
right.
is crap.
Dude, I could pull up a
Why?
clip.
Why bother with Doctor Who? Why bother with Star Trek?
Doctor Who was so bad. What they did,
Doctor Who used to be great.
Sean, I got you. Of course, I saw it.
The Christmas special. Do you know what I'm talking about?
No,
I didn't watch it. I
No.
watched the reviews.
Yeah,
I'm not
I
a
watched
Doctor
the
Who
reviews.
fan. I never have been.
I haven't watched Doctor Who since Amy Pond. So
Okay, yeah, I know who you're talking about on that.
yeah, that's been quite a while.
Yeah.
But
And even then, there was some woke stuff, I think, but it was
they
subtle.
just killed it.
A lot, because Doctor Who is British, and they're all on board with that kind of stuff, and they have been for a long time.
Oh
They're
yeah.
the
really
EUs
connected with that.
Yeah, no, like
Yeah.
there's another YouTuber that I watch from Yorkshire, but he was commenting like he watched terrestrial TV with his mother like for the first time in years, and he was like, I haven't seen a single white person, and everybody's gay. What? And it's like, you know, it's England, like okay, it's where all the white people came from. Most
Well,
of them.
speaking of a gay thing,
You know,
though, and it being a reveal on movies and TV shows and stuff, I mean, have you seen some of the stuff that, and especially Netflix pulls out? Like they do these cartoon-based or CGI-based movies, and then they got one guy that comes out and the girl tries to kiss him, and he's like, "Oh wait, no, I'm sorry, I'm gay." You're like, where did that even come from?
Yeah, it's every show.
What?
You know, every show has to have all these different types of people that are, and you know, I don't know, and it depends on who you hang out with, I guess, and I don't know in most people's regular lives if that's as pervasive. Now it's starting to be because it's being pushed on the current generation, and so what are you getting are more numbers of people who you know, are whatever the different genders are and all that moving target stuff. But you know, it's you corrupt the culture to corrupt the people in the culture.
Mike, are you serious right now, Mike? Yeah, are you suggesting that gender and sexuality can be influenced and that it's not just inborn?
Oh no, how terrible. That's just awful. How terrible. Oh no.
I'll let the clip speak for itself. I'm trying to keep us on the air here. I'm being really careful because this is the area that they will knock people off the air for and take down videos. So I'm just trying to be careful. Isn't that sad? Here I am self-censoring, and I probably should.
Just the fact that we even have to self-censor.
Yeah.
And by the way, we're not hit by copyright yet, so we're good.
All right, so far so good.
Oh, cool.
No, there was a video that leaked up, or the video that came up recently. This one chick, you know, like it's kind of her thing. Like she'll DM like higher ups in like certain corporations and kind of milk them, like take them out to a bar, milk them for information. So she went out with this guy higher up that's in Pornhub, and she got him on camera saying that they push more trans and gay stuff onto the feed for recommendations to get more people. Actually, it's targeted towards.
She James O'Keefe'd him?
he said it was targeted towards children to get them to try to see if they like it. That was his words, and it's just like, it's
no, but those sites, they're not visited by young people. Everybody knows that they are like restricted, and you have to click that you're 18 before you can view those videos. I mean, nobody lies on the internet, right?
It's not like I've been clicking that since I was 14.
Well, back when I was 14, you had to go to the store.
Actually,
into the back of the store, behind the curtain.
It was a great barrier because you're too scared to ask someone behind the counter to get you something. Yeah. Anyway. Yeah, I love the internet and I love social media and so much of this technology, but man, there's some serious downsides.
Oh yeah, I think social media has destroyed our society. I mean, it's great,
could be,
but at the same time, yeah.
Serious.
Annabelle the Happy Carnivore says they should all be ashamed of themselves. And
That's right. Yeah.
I agree. I completely agree. They should be ashamed. But even as we know, the scripture does speak of the seared conscience that does not feel shame. You know?
Yeah. Yeah. And if you want to take a look at what life without God looks like, just look at the worst parts of our culture. And it's always been that way. There's nothing new under the sun, although I would say that things are particularly bad at this moment, culturally, for sure. But, you know, it's not unique in history. What is unique in history is the technology that we now have to where we read about the things in Revelation. And it's like, you know, how's the beast going to keep people from buying and selling? That's weird. I mean, even 20 years ago, how's that going to work? Now the technology's here, you know, it's like, oh, okay. So it's just really interesting to me, those types of things, because, you know, human nature has not changed over the last 6,000 years.
No, but we did go from small tribes, small towns, to all of a sudden we can talk to people in Indonesia.
Yeah.
Hello.
Where it's what, 11 o'clock in the morning almost?
Yeah, just about.
Yep.
He says social media is great, but it also keeps people isolated. It does. It's
true.
But isolated in a different way.
Yeah, it's funny how we have, like I said, access to people all around the globe, but we were so alone.
Yeah.
I'm gonna go off a tangent. So they F up all the humans, then what? More money, more resources, less of carbon footprint.
So did you watch
more
power?
Did you watch Thanos when he snapped his fingers? And what did he say? When he snapped his fingers, it was because there weren't enough resources in the galaxy to go around. And so half of the creatures had to go. And it's like Hollywood they have to tell you what they're doing. It's like there's some sort of law or rule where they have to admit what they're up to. So that's what it is, you know. And when you get them in honest moments, and there are clips out there, there's too many of us on the planet. It's not sustainable. So that's my understanding of their thinking.
Yeah.
Yeah. It's depraved. Yeah.
Later, Mason.
Oh, see you, Mason.
Dude. See you, man.
Appreciate it.
But no, Elon Musk recently talked about that. He was saying like the U.S. especially in Japan, like their birth rates, they're pretty much done in a couple of generations because we're not keeping up. And that's kind of what the U.S. is kind of our trajectory is. We're not making enough
babies,
enough babies to keep care of the elderly, like Mr. Mike.
But immigration's taking care of that problem. There's no issue at all.
Yeah, because I really want to be taken care of by a when I'm older.
I'm so sorry, lambs. Wow.
Oh,
that's horrible.
Oh, yeah.
I'm glad that God has him. That's everything. That's everything. If you think about it, this world is temporary. It's messed up. It's always been messed up until Jesus comes back. So if God had him, that's everything. And if it doesn't feel right because of shenanigans that they're pulling, God gets the last word. So that's part of what keeps me sane, I think. Yeah, and I say this a lot, it's like if you're in Christ, then you trust God, and God is in control. And so it should give you boldness to speak the truth, and it should give you peace in the middle of this insanity.
Yeah,
Beautiful.
my great grandma, who is 102 years old, recently had a fall and broke her hip, and
so sorry.
So she's in a home now, and she's probably, it's probably not going to last long. It's with her age and breaking a hip, so it's I feel the lambs.
Yeah, that's rough, man.
If carnivore, she may make a recovery of carnivore. It's possible. It's possible. That's all I'm saying. Just putting it out there.
I don't think the people at the home would condone that.
In some places they do, though. There's a mental facility and a retirement facility that is connected with Maria Emmerich and her husband, and he has several homes that they're using that to recover mental patients and people who are in mental decline. Yeah, and they're old, a lot of them, but then they're returning them home after they go on a carnivore or ketovore diet.
Right.
Yeah, but that would be a perfect world. Mama Cracker says the next in our evolution will be Homo carnivore. So basically going back to the way we should be.
Sure. Now I'm a creationist. Surprise, surprise. But even when you listen to Dr. Chafee and others, they think we already are Homo carnivore. That the last 1.5 million years or whatever for human existence and evolution, we don't have the ability anymore like the apes do to, for example, digest fiber and turn it into something else like short chain fatty acids like they do, if I'm remembering this right. I'm not a doctor, but I just watch doctors on YouTube. And so, if that's who we are, so we already are, according to them. So, and I agree with that. I mean, for me, it would be the way we're designed. And I've made this point before too, it's like people go, well, in the Bible, they're eating bread, and bread's a big deal, and, wheat and things like that. And I'm like, yeah, but back then they didn't spray it, and they didn't fold and spindle and mutilate it and bleach it and add preservatives to it and ruin it. So, it was pure, and it went bad in a couple days. And on top of that, they walked everywhere. So, the bread of Jesus's day is a lot different than the bread today.
Another point, the scripture where it talks about bread being used for food, it doesn't say the word food. It says bread for meat. That means that it was a replacement. It was given for this, but that doesn't mean that's what it was. Yeah.
Right.
Meat is what is food, but it's a replacement. So you can take this for that. But again, is that every day? Is it all the time?
God loves a barbecue, and the priests live off, their payment for overseeing the sacrifices and doing them according to God's law was they got to eat the meat, and their families. And, and then also parts of the Bible talking about living off the fat of the land, the parable of the oh my gosh, how come that didn't pop right into my head like it was supposed to? The prodigal child. So that parable, they kill the fattened calf to have the party. I mean, it's
they didn't bake the cake.
No, they didn't. Now, Israel did inherit a land flowing with milk and honey. So there is that. But again, they walked everywhere. If you're metabolically healthy, probably some honey is not bad for you, especially when you're using it up by, working and walking all the time. So it was a different time. We're obviously designed to eat meat, and it's designed to heal us and help us because we've all experienced that.
Well, in 5
we
minutes.
got something else?
Do we want to go past 2 hours? Because
no, I gotta go, man. I gotta pick up the donuts at 7, and I still have to edit the the video announcements for church. So, yeah.
Okay. I do have one more. I do have one more thing, but we could be on that for an hour. So yeah.
Yeah. Right.
All right.
Well, we should make this a regular show.
Yeah.
I'm in.
We'll do it. We'll do it in a monthly thing.
It'll keep us out of trouble if we do it a monthly thing. If we do it every week, we're all going to get canceled, and
cancel pigs will come after us.
It'll be the big hurt and sadness.
Cancel pigs. God, that's funny. I love the cancel pig thing. That is wow. That's a different subject. Anyway, come on, 4 minutes. 4 minutes.
Well, we'll do our outros in 4 minutes.
Oh, 4 minutes for outros. That's a lot of outros.
Okay. What do you want to talk about for 4 minutes? Come on. You wanted this. You wanted this, Matt.
Come on. It's obvious. Isn't it obvious? My hat is fantastic.
That is a great hat. Is that leather?
It is.
Yeah. See, leather hats. It's another. It's like
leather
Apple
hats.
doing away with the leather cases, and then they come up with some lame material that doesn't work. Stop it already.
Replacements for leathers. Just what is the matter with you people? No.
Yeah.
Some pleather.
This hat is just fantastic. It's leather. No.
Just start a new channel. That's good. And then, people want me to start a new channel to do weather too, which I would like to do. I just need to quit my real jobs and do YouTube all the time. The problem is it takes time to grow a channel and make money. This true back in 2009, I did Tea Party videos. My first Tea Party video got 40,000 views. Glenn Beck carried it. It was on hotair.com. And that channel I ended up making $100. But I gave up on it, and I wish maybe I should have stuck with that. But it got me into politics, and that's a whole long story. I was Keith Olbermann's worst person in the world 2 nights in a row and all that stuff. But it takes time to grow a channel.
Party. Oh God.
Yeah. Right.
Really bad.
You got pink cups or what?
Yeah. Taxed enough already. Tea Party.
Got it.
So yeah, we should do another channel for the carnivore or for the conspiracy thing. That's not a bad idea, actually.
And the Tea Party stuff is also something that's sad to me, and how that movement has really fizzled, considering if we even went that route, taxation without representation is
yeah.
Okay. Never mind.
I can tell you where the Tea Party is now. The Tea Party is MAGA. It's the grassroots. That's the Tea Party got absorbed into the Republican Party. Now, not all of them, and a lot of them have left since, kind of in disgust. That's a whole nother show for sure. But that's where a lot of us went. I got recruited into the Republican Party after those videos, and that's where I went.
Mm-hmm.
And then see Ryan Hall y'all. I could be Ryan Hall y'all on YouTube. That dude makes millions.
Oh, I get that right.
Wow.
Ryan Hall y'all.
Detective Platypus.
Okay.
Oh, right.
Yeah,
I don't get that one.
Yes.
All right, Mike.
How do you not get that?
He's too old to watch cartoons. Leave him alone.
No, that's not fair, Mike. You have to get caught up on that.
Okay. I used to watch iCarly. I like iCarly and Big Time Rush. Anyway, so what am I up to? I've got a live with Christy in a few days next week. I may or may not fast to start the year. I definitely will be doing more carnivore for Carnivore Month. My channel, I will put out videos when I can. I'm just doing so many other things. So, but you know, I've been doing a video a week and I've been consistent. So I'm going to stick with that at least. And we'll see. And you'll see me in lives a lot, cutting up in chat because I love doing that. so that's kind of what's up with me.
Mike, that was very non-committal.
Yep, but Christy and I are going to be on next week, so watch out for that. Wednesday morning, I believe. I think it would be 8 o'clock, 7 o'clock my time, I believe, 5 o'clock her time, something like that. So just go to our channels. You'll see it scheduled. That's the next thing.
What about you, Matt?
If he's there. Me? So in this month, I have a video to record with Sally K. Norton. We're going to be discussing her book, Toxic Superfoods.
Oh, nice.
And then, yeah, it's some serious homework, you guys. Have you not read the book? If you've not read the book, I would suggest please do get the books. Toxic Superfoods, fabulous book. Give it a good read. Okay.
What's the
maybe we can start a book
toxic
discussion.
superfood?
Spinach is a horrible one.
Okay.
Yeah? And it's not her top per se, but it is mentioned many times in the book about how actually toxic these things can be. And the main toxin that is the focus of the book is oxalate poisoning. Yeah. So that's, wow. I'm still not even finished with it yet, but daggum. And apart from that, I have another live coming up with Dr. Chafee. We're going to be discussing his debacle of a talk with the vegan doctor, and because he hasn't put out his perspective on that yet. And so
the debate,
I told him, let's get together and bro up on that. And he's like, okay, we'll do that. So yeah, that's coming down the pipe. Other than that, I have a lot of videos that I have not cut and edited because of day job and life and whatnot. And just keep your eyes open. There'll be more stuff coming down.
Well, I don't have much going on.
Well, you quit, but we stuck you back in. So you're going to start up again, right?
Possibly. I might kind of talking about, because with Matt talking about that, the vegan doctor, I might be interviewing Lauren Knight Hughes. I might be.
Yep, good.
It's nothing set in stone, but there have been words.
Okay, good.
I didn't get over, so I don't know, but that would be interesting.
Good.
Oh, Meeting Wellness. Chrissy, still have her thumbnail.
See, there you go. Christy wants to bring you back in. Come on, dude. Come on back.
We still have your space. It's open for you.
Yep.
I'll hit you up, Christy, later. But yeah, no, yeah, I've kind of decided to at least take it easy on YouTube side. Like personally, I'm drawing more, I'm reading more, and I'm working on a manuscript for a book that I'm trying to draw, or trying to make into a novel and / graphic novel too. That would be great because I love drawing.
Spoiler! Come on, what's it?
You must be a really good artist to consider a graphic novel. That's a lot of work, dude.
Yeah, it is. It is a lot. But no, dude, it's a fantasy novel. I have like at least 3,000-4,000 years of lore in my head that I just need to get down. Like, and I'm starting from the beginning, from like the creation of the universe that's everything's taking place, and it's a lot. I need it. There's going to be at least like 3. It's going to be at least 3 novels, but yeah, it's a lot. It's going to take a couple of years.
Yeah.
Yeah, I just
When you do the video adaptation, can I be one of the voices?
Huh?
If you do the video adaptation, can I be one of the voices?
Sure.
When it becomes a movie like Heavy Metal.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Hey, it's not too far off from heavy metal.
Yeah.
There are going to be goblins that mess stuff up for a couple
fun.
100 years.
That's what goblins
Hey,
do.
Do you follow Shadversity?
Yes.
Yeah. Have you read his book?
I haven't read it. I've read the reviews of it, though. I've been meaning to get it.
You got to read that. You got to read that.
I've been meaning to get
Shadow
it.
of the Conqueror Shad, if you ever pitch this, man. Dude, that book was fantastic.
Yeah, I've been meaning to get it. Yeah, that's pretty much all it's been going on for me. Just trying to be creative. Yeah.
It sounds like you can't help it, dude. Sounds like it's inside of you.
Yeah. I had a lot of fun putting up that intro too. So
that was great.
It was so good.
It was a good show, y'all. We didn't have fun to everybody because there's still some people in the chat. So
yeah.
Wow. They didn't run away? Cool.
Anyway.
Gotta try harder.
I think it's time. I think it's time to go now.
Yep.
Oh, wait. I gotta get you on
help.
video on this one next month. Next month, right?
Yeah, we'll do it next month. We'll figure it out.
Okay.
Aha, got you.
But real quick, I can't help to I gotta answer this one. My favorite author.
Okay, go for it.
Tolkien, major influence on my writing.
Nice.
Also C.S. Lewis.
Yep.
Strangely enough, like the Odyssey.
That makes sense.
And then
Odysseus.
Yeah. I'm trying to remember the name of that author.
Come on, yeah.
What's his name?
Don't talk while I'm thinking. Come on.
And that other guy.
Yeah, that other guy that I can't remember.
No, that one?
Or gal.
He's one of those.
He was taller than the other one, but
The Frank Herbert. Frank Herbert's awesome. That's probably my answer.
Oh, Lovecraft too. But no, what's the name of this author? Hold on one second.
I quit reading a lot. I used to read a lot when I was younger, and I haven't done that much in the last 10 years. I need to pick it back up.
Dennis E. Taylor. He's a science fiction. I love that. I love that.
Okay.
I love his Bobaverse.
Did you say Dennis?
Dennis.
Dennis E. Taylor?
Dennis.
What did you say?
Dennis. Like
Dennis.
Dennis the Menace. Dennis.
Yes.
Dennis? What a name. Okay. Dennis E. Taylor. I'm going to have to look that up because I've never heard of it.
Yeah. His book series called the Bobaverse. So the first one is We Are Bob, We Are Legion. That's a good place to start.
It's pretty good. That sounds hilarious. That sounds along the lines of Hitchhiker's Guide to the Galaxy.
It is. It's very
Kind
much in line with that.
It sounds that kind of flavor.
I read the series, the series for Hitchhikers.
Yeah, Douglas Adams.
A lot of
That's
it was
another good
Douglas
one.
Adams.
The thing about Hitchhikers
have you read
was,
Dirt Gently?
The thing about Hitchhikers and a lot of this stuff, but Hitchhikers in particular, like Gulliver's Travels, right? I mean, Gulliver's Travels, if you take British Lit, it's a required reading and all that stuff. And I read it before British Lit and then again in British Lit, but it's like, it's a big commentary on politics. And Hitchhikers is a big commentary on politics. So, it's really cool when you have good science fiction that's also a commentary on society, like 1984 and Animal Farm and, those two. But for science fiction, Ursula Le Guin, Left Hand of Darkness is great. All of Frank Herbert's stuff that I read, the Dose Die Experiment,
really like it.
the Jesus Incident, Dune, of course. He had a collection of short stories. Just love Frank Herbert. And then Isaac Asimov, of course. iRobot, which I didn't read, but then Foundation Trilogy is really good. And then Ray Bradbury, Martian Chronicles, Arthur C. Clarke. I love science fiction. I used to.
What was it? Do Electric Sheep or
the
books?
Do Androids Dream of Electric Sheep?
Yeah.
Do Androids Dream of Electric Sheep? Yeah.
Oh,
that was a
dude.
good one.
Okay. Like we did shut this down, but first, I have no mouth and I must scream. Do you know that one?
Ew.
No.
I don't think I know that one. No.
No.
Look
say,
that one
say
up.
it again. Say it again.
I have no
I
mouth.
have no mouth and I must scream.
Interesting.
It's
Helen
a short
Keller?
story, but it's
No,
well worth it.
That's just a joke. All right. Yeah, I don't know that one. Unless Mama Cracker got it right, or maybe she's giving her opinion on what she likes.
I think that's what she's doing.
I think that's, or it could be her guess. I mean, that's only less than a minute old. I'm not sure. Is that right?
Hubbard's Batter. I haven't heard of those though. Slow.
Battlefield
Anyway, I was saying
Earth.
I like the Hitchhiker's Guide.
Yeah.
I didn't like Battlefield Earth.
But okay, we did.
I got through the first of the book. All the way to the end of the book, and it's just horrible ending. But anyway, yeah,
That was an excellent question.
Something about that. The Dirk Gently's. That's what I was going back to. The Hitchhiker's Guide. The entire series was fantastic, but reading Dirk Gently's was like, Anyway, go ahead. We're good.
Yeah,
you might like
everybody's...
it. The first book was good. The second one was the one that turned me off.
But anyway, yeah, we got to end it. We're losing people. Everybody's ready for bed.
Still have work to do. My fault, but yes.
All right, let's get going. All right. Thanks for watching, everybody.
Outro.